And welcome to a new episode of Path to Kingdom. Today I wanted to make a special episode for lockdown. In the United Kingdom, here where I live, as well as many countries around the world, they have gone into lockdown. And in different ways and different measures and to different degrees, but it is happening. Especially as winter comes, we might have an extended lockdown and we might have, even if we have an interruption, it might come over and again. The past lockdown had been a blessing for some, and had been a very difficult time for many. And before I start, I want to acknowledge that if this is you, and you are suffering during this lockdown, I want to extend my empathy and my best wishes for you. And this is why I wanted to make this episode, so that hopefully you will get to learn some of the steps that those who thrived implemented that allowed them to go and grow their life and become happier and more fulfilled. There are certainly things, after I interviewed some of my friends and some of the people in my network who did really well, to find out what they did that enabled them to go forward. I also implemented the same, and I was able to achieve a lot of things in the past lockdown. I launched a new business. I took my fitness to a much new level that I've never been before. I took on guitar again. I took on singing. I did a lot of things. I started to write. I went back into reading fantasy books, one of my most favorite genres. I finished a lot of books as well. So what are the steps that some people are implementing and they are able then to turn this difficult time into a blessing? So I want to share 4 steps with you. And if you implement them, I promise you, things will be much, much better. Instead of it being a challenge, it might become an opportunity. The first step is to acknowledge the anxieties that you are suffering from during this lockdown. The reason I say this is because if we have fears and if we have anxieties and they're just in the back of our head, of our mind, this can be a very difficult process. They take a lot of space. They're not really quantifiable. It's not very easy to deal with them. They're just fears, and they can really grow and take over physically as well. You can feel them physically. You can feel your emotions affecting you, and that will make you even panic more. And the thoughts will respond to the feeling that you're having in your body, and they will become more serious and will grow. But all of this happening in the background without us being able to actually pinpoint what we're really afraid of. So I want to invite you to look at these fears and these anxieties and honor them as if they are children. Listen to them. Maybe write them down. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid I might lose my job. I'm afraid I might catch corona or COVID. I'm afraid, whatever it is. List it down. When things are spoken, when things are actually written, and you can see them in front of you, they lose a lot of the power and a lot of the hold that they would have on you otherwise. After you do this step and you have let out all the fears that you have, it doesn't matter how many, just let them out. The second step is to decide, or maybe dream, for a better word, what is it that you would wish for instead? Often people are afraid of something, but we do not go and say what we want instead. And again, this is very difficult for our brain. It doesn't work like that. If you leave a vacuum, it's going to fill it with what it knows. And at the moment, what it knows is anxiety. So if we want to take it out, we want to immediately put something in. I invite you to sit down and list the things that you want instead. I'm afraid of catching corona. What instead do I want? I want to become healthier. I am afraid of losing my job. What instead do I want? I want to become a more valuable employee. Or maybe I want to think about finally of starting my own business or my own dream. What is it that you want instead? And dare to dream. At this stage, dare to dream. The third step, and this is some of this information we covered in previous episodes. The third step is decide why this is important for you. I want to launch a new career. Why? If you take the time to sit and ask yourself why, then you are going to filter what you really want and what you just put because maybe it sounded nice. When you understand why you really want it, and when you understand why you want to avoid the fears in step number 1, something feral, something animalistic, something in your core will wake up and will give you fuel and will give you energy to actually pursue these things. A lot of people who procrastinate They want things and they sound good, but they haven't asked themselves why it's so important to go after it. I've been in this, and sometimes I do it still. I find myself procrastinating, and after a while I wake up, and what I do is I imagine what I want, which is step number 2, and then I imagine why it's important for me. And that once I start to taste the emotional benefits I would get from doing it, something wakes up in me and I move and I move. And I do it with some things that I like and with some things that I don't like. It's actually a really powerful process. The final point number 4, is what I call the hypothetical question. Often when I'm with my clients and they say, I want to achieve this, but, and this is not going to work because, and it's this and this and this and that. Sometimes I go and ask them the hypothetical question. If what you want is possible anyway, what would you do? Oh, but it's not possible because it's not going to work or because I don't have money. But if it is possible for you to do it, what would you do? Oh, but I can't get the money. I can't go and make this money on short notice. But if you could, what would you do? And that often, after a few times of these questions, if, something starts to wake up in them. Not always, but many times, these blocks are only internal. And when we give our brain the opportunity to consider an alternative, this is the most advanced computer in the universe as far as we know. We haven't discovered anything better. If that is so powerful and you allow it to have a program that can think of an alternative, can you think of the possibilities? It will wake up again, like the why will give you fuel. Again, this will kind of give you other types of fuel that will enable you to move forward. I have a 5th point that is bonus for you. And it kind of follows on point number 4. If this time is an opportunity, if this time is a gift that was given to you, what would you do with it? Would you revisit old hobbies that you couldn't go for because you're too busy? Would you start new ones? I started the guitar, I started singing. I'm not the best singer, but I have fun with it anyway. I went back into reading and I started to take up walks and photography as well. I actually also went back to camping. I did a lot of camping in the summer because it was an opportunity. I had space. The cars were less, the airplanes were less, the environment was cleaner. Somehow the green plants, the grass even, started to glow a little bit. That layer of soot that was permanently on them every day had lessened and lessened, where they were able to catch the breath finally. Is it an opportunity for us to grow ourselves? Is it an opportunity for us to get to know ourselves? To really, really discover what drives us in life? To really discover what we want? Is it time for us to end an unhealthy relationship? Or to start a new healthy one? Or really connect with some of the people that you always wanted to spend time with? I connected with 2 high school friends that were very close to me. I connected with many cousins of mine all over the world. I deepened my friendship with one of my close friends that we somehow drifted apart because life and relationships took us apart. But then we both had space and we went back to it and we're stronger than ever. What if this time is an opportunity? What's it an opportunity for? What can you really achieve? And you can look at it 10 years from now. You can just in your mind fast forward 10 years from now, look back and look at this time. It was a time where I did this and did that and did this. Or is it going to be a different time? It's going to be, I had this time and all this time that I couldn't do, but I didn't do anything with it. I was just paralyzed by fear and anxiety. It's not worth it. Time is precious. Your life is precious and you deserve to get everything you want. Use it, use it, use it, use it. Please use it. Because you can have everything you want and you can look at this time and you can take pride in how you switch it around. And not only this, you can help other people who are worried, other people who maybe depend on you, and they look up to you for leadership, look up to you for inspiration. This is a purpose. This is something that if we implement these simple steps, if we implement, they will wake something in you. I tell you what, my advice, don't do anything yet. Just at least go through the steps on paper or in your imagination. See if something wakes up. See if there's now a new way to live. Instead of us living by action, result, result. Is it really time now for us to go in life with curiosity, not knowing what's going to happen? I wonder if I do this, how will I feel? How will I react? Will I like it? Will I not? I'm curious. If I go in curiosity in life, life becomes a lot more fun than if I want, it has to happen this way and it's not happening this way. We're living today in a new world, and we don't know what that world will look like a month from today or a year from today. We don't know. It's a time of curiosity. It's a time of interest. I hope that this video came from a right place. I hope it didn't come as if I'm kind of giving solutions as much as really trying to create constructive methods to new ways to live life and to adapt with it. Because we all know along the ages that if we do not adapt, we perish. It's it. I hope that this had contributed a bit to you feeling better, and maybe a spark of hope is there. And until next episode, I wish you the best of luck. Please click on the link below. My team will send you a freebie. It's what we call the Wheel of Life. It will allow you to assess what's going on in your life and what areas of your life that you're actually happy with and what areas of life that you aren't happy with. And what you'll find is that when the wheel comes together in a holistic way, then you will be happy. But often if we're happy about certain things, but others we aren't happy, these parts that are negative will affect the rest of all the positives that you have in your life. I want to end with a small note here. In 2008, a lot of people lost their jobs and businesses and their fortunes. In 2010, a lot more people. We have had more millionaires than any time previous in history. That's because a lot of those people who lost some more, they looked at it in a certain way and they said, this is an opportunity for me to finally go after what I really want. And if you go after something you like and you're passionate about, I promise you, you're going to do really, really well with it. It's going to be a journey. You're going to learn. And not everything is going to happen as you want. Not everything happens as I want or anyone wants. But it's a journey. It's a journey of discovery. It's a journey where we discover ourselves and we discover what we are capable of. And with the most advanced machine in the world, with the most galactic body that you have, this incredible body that grows and heals itself and becomes stronger whenever you want it and you push it, you will find that you're able to do a lot more than you can ever dream or imagine. I thank you for giving me your time today. Until next episode, I wish you the best of luck. Stay royal.